This really, really winds me up when you hear this defund the police brigade piping up. I mean, essentially what they're asking for there is anarchy, and essentially, as far as I can gather, it's so they can get away with the crimes they're all committing.
I'll be quite honest, I'm in a number of chat rooms with serving and retired police officers. The perfect storm that we warned about 10 years ago has come. 10 years ago, we pleaded with the government not to reduce us by 22,000 officers. They did. They reduced us by tens of thousands of backroom staff. So the few officers that were left then had to do more with less, fill the backroom staff, and have now become what is commonly known as fire brigade policing. They go from one emergency to the next, to the next, to the next. They never get any time to investigate crimes. And we have so many stabbings and shootings in London and other parts of the country now that most officers will attend that scene. They will fall to the ground. They will pack the hole of the knife or the bullet has caused, try and save that individual's life. They're never thanked for that. They make a mistake, you'll soon hear about that in the mainstream media. They will then have all that division, or most of that division, doing house-to-house inquiries. The dozens of phone calls that come in, theft of a car, a burglary, I've been assaulted, my bike's been nicked, they get put on the system. Night duty come in, they take over the scene, continue house-to-house inquiries, because it's only right and proper that we arrest these murderers and people that carry guns and knives. So by the time early turn turns up, that one police station alone may have 100 or 200 crimes that were not attended and probably will never be investigated. That's how serious it is. It's not because the police don't care, and I remind Andrew, you know, police officers don't join the police service just to nick motorists or stop and search young black men. That is a very small part of the job. What they do is that they join the police service to protect society. They actually risk their life. They join to make society a safer, better place for everyone. If they're not allowed to do their job, then they can't. There's sometimes more police cars at a local A&E than what there are ambulances. And the police service pick up the flack of mental health and all the other agencies. 30% of their time is spent on front-line policing.
Absolutely, Norman. It certainly sounds like a better time to be a criminal than a police officer, unfortunately, on the streets of this country at the moment. Just lastly, Norman, you alluded to something there. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but are police officers, or maybe dare I say it, the higher-ups, too afraid of the woke brigade sometimes?
Police senior management are the worst I have seen in my entire career of law and order. You have the worst, the weakest, the wokest, the most out of touch. They're all good friends. They all love each other. All the chief constables and all the ACCs, they all love each other. I just wish, and I'd ask them this, it's all right loving each other. Any chance of sharing a little bit of that love with the public, victims of crime, and the police officers that risk their lives day in and day out to protect society? Because the gulf between senior management and frontline police officers has never been so wide. And if they care more about themselves than they do about their frontline officers, what hope have the public and victims of crime got of having a strong, efficient, caring leader with vision and passion? I'm afraid there's very few top bosses. I'll finish off by saying we have got donkeys leading lions, and your frontline police officers, whatever criticism you have, they don't get it right all the time. They make mistakes. By golly, you have got lions that just want to roar on the streets. Unfortunately, it's the bosses that close their mouths and keep them quite quiet.